Hello, my name is Scott Grizzard. I am an instructor at the University of South Florida, and today we are going to be talking about how to use an old cell phone and a stand that you can buy at Walmart or on Amazon for about $20 to $30 to set up a document camera so that you can teach. So what we're going to be doing is it's going to look something like this. So what we're going to have is an old cell phone, like so. And what we're going to do, here's an old cell phone, old Samsung Galaxy. And what we're going to do is we're going to show how to use this as a document camera. We need a stand, and we need what we're going to do is we're going to first show how to set it up so that it streams to browser. Window. And that's nice because once it streams to a browser window, you can just share it like any other application, and your students can see it as an app on your thing. We're also going to show you how to stream it to OBS Studio so that you can do, as I'm doing here, where I've got my face in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, and then I am the page is a background so students can see me talk. Okay, this video today is sponsored by United Faculty of Florida through a grant from United Faculty of Florida, USF. So, you know, solidarity, baby. Faculty of Florida. So thank them very much for sponsoring this video. You can find their website here at uff.rusf.org/home. So they're sponsoring this video. Okay, so we need a couple things before we can do this. Now, it should be noted that this is not the only way to do a DocuCam. They do sell perfectly good document cameras on Amazon. There you can get one for about 99 bucks. One of those looks something like this. So they do exist. You can buy one on Amazon. You don't have to buy one you don't have to use an old cell phone for this. But if you don't want to shell out $99, or if you want some more features that the document camera through the cell phone actually has a few more features that are kind of nice. So, you know, you use your old cell phone, use a current cell phone. First thing we need, though, is a stand. Now, the stand we're going to want to get so is something like this, okay? It's got a LED light on it that connects to USB power, and it's got a cell phone holder. And they're usually called things like clip phone stand, streaming stand, and they run at various prices. Here's some, you know, options, stuff like this. I searched on Amazon for clip phone stand with light. This is the kind of thing you want. This is the kind of thing you want here. All of these are very nice options. The ones on top were not, unless you want a tripod stand, but you want the one that's flexible so that it can mount on your desk. So it's got this nice little clip, and it just mounts on your desk. And it's black over a black background, so you can't actually see it. So it's got this nice little clip. So what you're going to do is you're just going to take your cell phone. You put it in this clip. And now you just leave it standing up, right? The thing's designed to do this on your, you know, it's designed to clip to your desk and go like this. But what we're just going to do is leave it standing up. And you want one of the taller ones. The ones that I was showing were perfectly good. And so you get a little bit of distance away from the page. The other thing you really want is this light. So if we plug this thing into USB power, I've got a little USB power here somewhere. There it is. So we plug this thing into USB power. We've got, you know, a nice little control here, and we can turn it on, and it's got a nice little light source. It's making my head disappear. It's making my things, okay, there we go. And I could change the color of the light a little bit if I wanted it blue or whatever, and that's kind of nice. But the important thing is it's got light. So I can hold the light over the page and it illuminates the page. I can also use my cell phone's light though. So that's not an absolutely required feature. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So I set this thing up nice and easy. And then I need a piece of software on my Android phone. So what I do is I come over here and I get this piece of software. So let's get my Android phone. Let's stop it streaming. It's still streaming. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to get this nice little piece of software called the IP webcam. And you find it in the App Store. There is a free version and there is a pro version. I bought the pro version today so that it wouldn't show ads while I was doing this video. The free version is perfectly fine, but it had a little Geico ad, and I was like, doesn't look nice. And now I'm talking about it, so it doesn't really matter, I guess, anyway. And what I'm going to do is, once I install this thing, I'm going to start it up. And it's going to ask, the first time you start it up, it's going to ask for a bunch of permissions. Okay. And it comes up and it just looks like this. Okay. Now, it's got a whole bunch of, again, it's going to ask, the first time you run it, it's going to ask for a bunch of permissions. Can I access your camera? Well, yeah, kind of. It was kind of the point. And then it's got a whole bunch of options, which I don't care about. What I care about here is I'm going to browse on down here. And it's got some nice, like motion detection, stabilizing thing. But the thing I really want here is just forget all this. The only thing I really want is this local broadcasting. And that's perfectly good. It's all set up. So what I've done is I've connected my camera I've connected my cell phone to the local network at my house. The 192.168. Whatever, 0. Whatever. And because I've set it up like that, and this only really works if you've got a local network. If you're trying to do this over like the university network, you're actually going to want to set some of these security settings. For example, this is a public camera. So anyone that's on my network could access it if they just had the IP. So if I'm doing this over like the university, I'm going to want to set up the password and the security stuff. But because I'm just doing it over my local network, I don't care. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to leave all those options as the default. I don't need security. I don't want cloud streaming. I'm not interested in interesting at all. I come down here to the bottom and I hit Start Server. And what happens is it shows the IP here at the very bottom. You can see this here. It's actually showing the IP of my camera. So you can see it here, 192.168.44.21. So what I'm going to do, there it goes. Okay, so now I've set up my camera and I've got everything all set up. So and my camera is running on my phone. And it's got that little IP address that I showed you. So what I do is I go ahead and I just type that IP address into my web browser. I hit enter there, and it goes to the interface for the system. Now, there are a couple things I can do. I can just click browser and have it show up there. Okay, and now I can just share this window, etc., etc., etc. There's another way to do this, though. If instead of just doing this, I type in video after, now it's got a full screen window very nicely of the whole thing. So this page here I can use to control, and this page here I can use to display. And I can just display this page to my whatever browser thing I have. Now, there are a couple things. Notice every time I put my hand in thing, it wants to change the focus. And that's very annoying. I could change that setting by just taking it here. I've got the view that I want. Now what I can do is I just hit autofocus hold. And now it stops that behavior. The other thing I can do, and that's very nice. Another thing that I can do is I can turn on the light from the camera. Turn it off, turn it on, however I want to. But I've also got the light on the thing itself, which is nice. On the mount. I can also crop. I can zoom if this is not zoomed in enough. I can zoom and things like that. And it looks very nice. And then all of those changes are reflected on this. So I just share this browser window to my Teams chat, to my Discord chat, to whatever I'm using, and as the app screen share, and the people can see what I write on the thing. And it's got, pretty decent lag considering it's running over the internet. One thing it will do is heat up your phone. And sometimes when your phone overheats, it goes, no, and it starts, shutting down processes, and you suddenly get really high lag on this. So again, it's not the absolute perfect system, but it's a good one. Okay, one of the other cool things that I can do is I can set it up as a source in OBS. So here's the OBS window. I just call here. I come over to sources and I hit plus. And what I want to do is I want to add a browser window. Okay. And this right here, I'm going to create a new. I'm just going to call it DocuCam. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here and I'm going to add this URL. I'm going to do the same thing that I put in my browser window in order to get the window alone. So I'm going to do 192.168. In my case, it was 44.21.80.80/video. And I spelled it correctly. And then I'm going to change the height here. I'm going to want it to broadcast in 1080p. So I'm going to change the width here to 1600 and the height to 1080. And then the other thing I'm going to click is this refresh browser source. That means that every time that I switch my scene to the thing, it's going to switch my browser. And then I'm just going to click OK. And there it is, just as a source in OBS. I can move it around and things like that. Here's what I'll do. I'll just go ahead and, kind of make it a little bit larger. And that's all there is to it, right? So I do that in OBS, and now it becomes just a source in my, it just becomes a source that I can broadcast from. So that's the whole thing. We took an old cell phone and a inexpensive stand that we got at Walmart, and what we did was we set it up to stream to the browser window, and then we set it up to stream to OBS so that we could share share math, share whatever we want to in the as a DocuCam. So that's an option in the case you don't want to buy a document camera or a tablet or something like that. You can just use an old cell phone. Thank you very much.